power out in San Francisco, the Waymos are crazy. They are like just like they're stopped. They cannot move. There's like a massive traffic jam caused by them.
Oh no, this Waymo's gonna get stuck right now. Oh, they're...
Someone's gonna set this thing on fire if it doesn't move soon.
Here's an update for you from the Emergency Operations Center. We are still in contact with PG&E. There was a fire at a substation, so we are still not clear when power will be restored to over 130,000 customers. So what I'm going to ask all of you to do is, if you do not need to go out tonight, stay home.
And the impacts widespread, both inside and, of course, on the streets as well. The power outage reportedly disrupted Waymo service. Numerous people seeing cars and shared videos like this of the vehicles just stalled at intersections right in the middle, apparently confused because the traffic lights were out. Waymo later shared on its app that it had paused service with no word on when it would resume.
Quick question. You're not a freeloader or anything, right? Yeah. I didn't think so. I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. They said I should double check. You know how people talk, but you look like somebody who supports what they enjoy. You probably already hit that like button, right? Maybe even subscribed? All right, good. I knew I could count on you. Because look, if you've been watching these videos, getting a little bit of value, maybe even smiling once or twice, you're part of the family now. So hit that like, tap subscribe, and let's keep building together. Appreciate you for real. Here's how I see it, laid out clearly and honestly, without hype and without shortcuts. What you're pointing out isn't just about cars or technology. It's about cost, scalability, data, and inevitability. When you zoom out, it becomes very clear why the current model does not work long term and why the industry is being forced toward a Tesla-style robo-taxi future. The core problem, the current ride-hailing model is broken. The first issue is economics. Ride-hailing companies like Uber rely on human drivers. That immediately creates three permanent cost pressures that never go away. 1, labor costs, insurance costs. 3, supply shortages during peak demand. No matter how you tweak pricing, promotions, or algorithms, a human driver model cannot scale cheaply. If wages rise, prices rise. If fuel rises, prices rise. If demand spikes, prices explode. That's why riders constantly complain that Uber is too expensive, even though Uber itself struggles to remain consistently profitable. That contradiction alone tells you the model is fundamentally unstable. It's not greed, it's math. Waymo's limitation, precision without freedom. Now look at Waymo. Waymo's technology is impressive on paper. It uses high-definition maps, geofence zones, LiDAR, and tightly controlled environments. But that's also the trap. Waymo only works where it has been explicitly trained to work. That means limited cities, limited routes, heavy infrastructure dependency, constant remapping and supervision. The moment conditions deviate, fog, construction, unusual road geometry, unmarked lanes, rural roads, or unexpected behavior, performance degrades. Waymo is building a railroad system, not a universal vehicle intelligence. It's precise, but it's brittle. That works for demos. It does not work for mass adoption. Tesla's approach is fundamentally different. This is where Tesla breaks the pattern. Tesla is not trying to perfect autonomy in controlled environments first. They're doing the opposite. They're throwing their system into the real world at scale every single day. Millions of vehicles, billions of miles, every condition imaginable. Night, fog, rain, unmarked roads, single-lane roads, no traffic lights, no signs, no prior mapping. That's not accidental. That's the strategy. Tesla's system is learning how humans actually drive, not how engineers wish roads were designed. Why night and fog matter so much. Driving in fog is critical. Most autonomy systems rely heavily on external sensors and predefined conditions. Fog, darkness, glare, and poor visibility are edge cases for them. For Tesla, those conditions are core training data. Tesla's vision-based approach forces the system to interpret the world the same way humans do. Lane inference, object behavior prediction, context over certainty. A single-lane road with no markings is not an error condition for Tesla. It's just another data point. And that matters because the real world is messy. Roads are not perfect. Signs are missing. Paint fades. Weather interferes. Any system that requires ideal conditions cannot scale globally. Cost is the silent killer. Now connect this back to economics. Human drivers will always demand wages. Waymo vehicles require expensive hardware and infrastructure. Uber needs drivers, incentives, and surge pricing. Tesla's Robo taxi vision removes all three pressure points. No driver wages, no geofence mapping dependency, no surge pricing caused by driver shortages. Once autonomy reaches acceptable safety thresholds, the marginal cost per ride drops dramatically. That's the real disruption. Not better rides, cheaper rides, always available rides. That's what changes consumer behavior permanently. Why this forces a pivot? This is why you're seeing the pivot happen in real time. Ride-hailing companies talk about autonomy because they have to, not because they want to. They know their current model doesn't survive a future where autonomous fleets exist.
Every time I read online that Tesla FSD, because it's vision only and it doesn't have LiDAR, that it can't drive in the rain, it can't drive at night, it can't drive in the dark because it can't see, the cameras can't see well, it needs LiDAR, it needs sonar, it needs all these sensors, but just 8 cameras and an AI brain, and Tesla FSD drives everywhere. I mean, it drives me here in New York every single day, back and forth from work, like 20 miles each way from Long Island, the suburbs into the city and back. Look at this. This is driving on the Grand Central at nighttime in rain, and it drives just fine, just completely fine. I mean, if you're from New York, you know the driving conditions here, people, how they drive. And also, you know how it is, the Long Island Expressway traffic and the Grand Central. I mean, it's wild. And Tesla FSD performs perfectly in the rain and at night and any time. And right now with V14.2, especially when it tells you that the stats of how much you're driving on self-driving and how much you drive manually, I'm at 99%. Now, at the end of this video, you're going to see it showing like 150 miles or whatever. But now after a full week, I have it at almost like 380 something miles or 360 something miles. And I drove manually 2 times only to find for parking. But yeah, Tesla FSD is it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another self-driving video. My name is Chris, and I thought we would take the latest update, 14.2.1, out in the snow to see how it drives. Now, we're under a winter weather advisory. This is the kind of day that, at least as of right now, I wouldn't be going out. I would just stay home, wait for the roads to get plowed a little bit. But we got to try out FSD. I did do the driveway with my electric snowblower. I know that triggers a lot of people. But as you can see here, the private roads are not done yet. My neighbor is gracious enough. He uses a plow. And FSD is just driving right on this snow, as it should. This is what we have to do to get out of here. And it is going nice and slow, even though, check it out, we're in Mad Max. So the main thing we're going to be looking for here today is, does Full Self-Driving Now, the software, 14.2.1, modulate its driving behavior based on the conditions? So previous versions of FSD could drive in the snow, even without seeing lane lines and stuff like that. The car did okay, like in version 13. But the main thing that and this is totally unplowed, there's about 6 inches of snow or so, that I and a lot of people noticed is that FSD would drive as if the roads were clear. It didn't drive as if it was slippery conditions or anything like that. It would just fly down the road at full speed, hit the brakes normal. You know, it wouldn't like hit the brakes early and lightly. It would hit them normally so it could slide and do all that kind of stuff. So FSD was mostly unusable in like this type of snow where it's heavy and it's wet and stuff like that. So let's skip ahead here for just a second and we'll keep FSD going. But as of now, it looks like it's even trying to follow the tire tracks and everything. Check out this front camera here. That's really good. That's really good so far. All right, so here we are, guys. And you know what? I think FSD knows that the conditions are adverse. So on this road, this looks like maybe it's plowed a little bit. It's not, it's just been driven on a lot, so the snow is packed down. I can assure you it is very slippery right here. You can see there's snow in the middle of the road, there's tire tracks, all kinds of stuff. This might have been hit with a plow. I see a lot of dirt. Usually they try to dig up the dirt to help with traction. But what I'm seeing here that is making me extremely happy is we are in Mad Max.
Hey man, in case you're wondering if FSD works in winter, it actually does, and it's very good. You can see outside that it's completely snowed over the lines. You can't see them at all. It still has data from what the lines are supposed to be, whether they're double orange or passable, where the white line is, based off GPS. So it's pretty intelligent when it comes to knowing the road already, because multiple Teslas have already rode on this road. So it's got the data. It doesn't need to see the lines. Pretty impressive. I have not had to take this over yet at all. I entered FSD from the moment I left my garage at my house, and it's doing exceptional.
To M.B.U family, the source is the reason for the profit every season. Welcome to Moneybag University, where we teach real-world strategies to help you build confidence in the market, step by step, one lesson at a time. Before we jump in, take a second to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown or update. Every time you tap that button, it helps our entire community grow and reach more people who need financial clarity and peace. Quick disclosure, everything we share here is for educational purposes only. None of this is financial advice. The goal of M.B.U is to help you understand how the market moves so you can make smarter, more confident decisions. Whether you're learning about options, dividends, or long-term investing, we're here to guide, not tell you what to buy. And if you're ready to go deeper, join our community. Inside the M.B.U Discord, you'll find people from all walks of life learning how to trade with discipline, patience, and peace. You'll see live examples, real conversations, and step-by-step guidance, all designed to help you grow at your own pace. It's more than trading. It's a movement built on wisdom, structure, and faith. So again, like and subscribe, stay plugged in, and when you're ready, join the community.